Billionaires don't just have money, they have power, influence, and most importantly, secrets. While the world sees the glitz and glamour, the true story of their wealth is hidden beneath layers of shell companies, offshore accounts, and secret trusts. The question isn't how much they have, it's how much they're hiding. The world's richest individuals have built a system so complex and elusive that even governments struggle to track their true financial footprint. We often think of wealth in terms of what we can see: luxurious mansions, private jets, super yachts, and exclusive parties. But the visible riches are just the tip of the iceberg. The ultra-wealthy don't just accumulate money, they master the art of keeping it hidden. Their financial empire stretches across a global network of secretive jurisdictions, clever loopholes, and carefully structured entities that make it nearly impossible to determine their true net worth. Some countries like Switzerland, the British Virgin Islands, and Singapore specialize in offering financial secrecy, making them go-to destinations for billionaires looking to park their wealth. But the secrecy doesn't stop at offshore accounts and shell companies. The world's elite have developed more sophisticated ways to store their wealth, ways that don't even look like money at first glance. Luxury real estate, rare artwork, vintage cars, and even sports teams serve as vehicles to move and protect billions without raising red flags. And now, a new frontier is emerging: cryptocurrency. Digital assets allow billionaires to move money with even more secrecy, bypassing traditional banking systems and government oversight. The deeper you dig, the more you realize that what we see is only a fraction of what really exists. Like this video and subscribe to our channel before we proceed. One of the oldest tricks in the book is the shell company. You might think of companies as businesses selling products or services, but for billionaires, they're much more than that. A shell company doesn't really do anything. It exists on paper, often in a country with loose regulations, to store money, buy property, or even move assets away from the public eye. These companies don't have employees, offices, or even real operations. They exist purely as financial shields. Ever wonder why so many high-end apartments in New York and London sit empty? That's because they're not really homes, they're wealth storage. Some of the most luxurious penthouses aren't owned by people, but by anonymous LLCs, making it nearly impossible to track the real owner. In fact, an estimated $1.2 trillion is held in real estate through shell companies, hidden from prying eyes. In cities like Miami, Los Angeles, and Hong Kong, entire skyscrapers are filled with properties that are never lived in, serving instead as glorified bank accounts for the ultra-wealthy. But it doesn't stop there. If you've ever heard the term offshore accounts and pictured a billionaire sipping champagne on a tropical beach, you're not far off. Countries like the Cayman Islands, Bermuda, and Switzerland specialize in secrecy. They offer tax benefits, anonymous banking, and minimal financial disclosure. These locations operate under the perfect mix of lax financial laws and strict privacy protections, making them the go-to havens for the world's elite. Remember the Panama Papers? It was one of the biggest financial leaks in history, exposing how the ultra-rich, including politicians and celebrities, used offshore entities to hide their fortunes. One billionaire was found to own over 200 shell companies, each funneling money to different countries, making it nearly impossible to trace. Money flows in a cycle. Profits move offshore, taxes are avoided, and then the money comes back into play through seemingly legitimate investments. The trick is not to hoard cash, but to keep it in motion, shifting it across borders so that it never sits still long enough to be taxed or scrutinized. But not all hidden wealth sits in offshore accounts. Some of it is right in front of us, wrapped up in family trusts and private foundations. These tools allow billionaires to pass down their wealth tax-free, while keeping their financial dealings away from government scrutiny. While most people think of trusts as a way to protect assets for their children, billionaires take it several steps further. They create multi-generational trusts that can last for centuries, ensuring that their family remains wealthy indefinitely. A well-structured trust can ensure that a billionaire's money stays within the family for generations. While the average person pays inheritance tax, billionaires can transfer millions or even billions without losing a dime to the government. It's legal, it's sophisticated, and it's incredibly effective. A billionaire can set up a charitable foundation in their name, gaining tax breaks while keeping control over how the money is spent. Some of the world's biggest philanthropic efforts are actually strategic financial moves to ensure wealth preservation. When billionaires donate to their own foundations, they get massive tax deductions while still controlling how the money is used. In some cases, the money never truly leaves their reach. Then there's the world of art. A painting isn't just a masterpiece, it's a secretive way to store and move wealth. The world's richest people use art as an asset class, hiding millions in paintings locked away in tax-free storage facilities known as free ports. These facilities exist in places like Switzerland, Singapore, and Luxembourg, where billions of dollars worth of paintings, sculptures, and collectibles sit in warehouses, never being taxed. Here's how it works. A billionaire buys an expensive painting. Instead of hanging it in their home, they store it in a tax-free warehouse. It doesn't get taxed, it doesn't get scrutinized, and it can be quietly sold or traded later, completely off the radar. Some of the most expensive art pieces in the world are never even displayed. They're hidden vaults of untouchable wealth. Even more, art can be used as collateral for loans, allowing billionaires to leverage their hidden assets for even more financial power. And now, the game is evolving. Enter cryptocurrency, an unregulated digital frontier for billionaires to move wealth anonymously. With Bitcoin, Ethereum, and countless other coins, transactions can be made without the oversight of banks or governments. Cryptocurrencies have become the ultimate tool for discrete wealth transfers, allowing billionaires to move vast sums of money with little to no paper trail. Some billionaires have even created their own digital currencies to hold and transfer wealth beyond traditional systems. With decentralized finance, the ability to move money secretly has never been easier. No names attached, no central authority keeping track. Just a series of transactions floating through the blockchain. Nearly impossible to trace if done right. Some billionaires are also investing in non-fungible tokens, NFTs, using them not as art but as a means to transfer assets in a way that avoids financial oversight. For those who want to keep things old school, luxury goods and exclusive networks offer another layer of secrecy. A billionaire's yacht isn't just a status symbol, it's a floating offshore entity registered in tax-friendly waters, allowing them to move assets freely across borders. Jewelry, rare cars, and private jets are easy to move, easy to sell, and incredibly difficult to trace. Unlike cash, these high-value assets don't sit in bank accounts. They travel with the owner, quietly holding their wealth in plain sight. A single diamond-studded watch could be worth more than an entire middle-class home, and yet it raises no alarms. Some billionaires own fleets of supercars that sit in private garages, only to be sold off quietly when they need to move money around without triggering financial watchdogs. And when billionaires do spend their money, they do it in ways that only make them richer. Private equity, hedge funds, and exclusive investment clubs give them access to opportunities that regular people will never even hear about. The wealthier you are, the easier it is to multiply that wealth. Billionaires invest in industries before they become mainstream, positioning themselves to profit from trends before the public even knows they exist. They fund biotech firms, tech startups, and disruptive industries that will shape the future, ensuring that their wealth not only stays intact but continues to grow at an exponential rate. At the end of the day, the rich don't just make money, they master the art of keeping it hidden. While the rest of the world pays taxes and follows financial rules, the ultra-wealthy play a different game, one designed to keep their fortunes growing behind layers of secrecy. They use an interconnected web of legal loopholes, tax shelters, and sophisticated financial structures that keep their real wealth hidden from public view. So, the next time you hear about a billionaire's net worth, remember the real number is likely much, much higher. What we see is just the surface. The real fortune lies beneath, carefully hidden from the world. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more interesting and educational videos like this.